What's going on, guys? Xbox Gut. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about why Gantz is important to me, but I'm joined by no other than Emerald in the Discord, so I just want to thank you for joining in on this video. So let's talk about why Gantz is important. First of all, before we even start this video, I just want to say that this video is for everybody. If you have read Gantz, if you haven't read Gantz, if you're in the middle of Gantz, there isn't going to be too many heavy spoilers. There isn't going to be any panel spoilers or anything like that. So just strap in and get ready for the ride. And just to let you know that Gantz is one of those series that when I went in, I didn't know a single thing about it. And I do encourage everyone that hasn't read it to please don't watch this video. Just go and read Gantz, see if you like it. And if you don't, you need a little bit more encouragement, come back and watch this video. But please, for the love of God, just go into this manga blind, because you will definitely enjoy it way more than knowing, what aliens they fight, what characters they team up with and stuff like that. So definitely a blind read through is definitely recommended. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. There's so many different reasons why Gantz could be important to a bunch of different people. Like, it could be the humanity that it presents. It could be the primal lust for life like Kay has. I mean, it could be so many different things. But me personally, I'm going to be looking at it from a creative standpoint, from the mangaka standpoint. So with the new releases of the omnibuses coming out, I feel like a lot of new people are experiencing Gantz for the first time. I feel like a lot of people are going online and finishing it because they don't want to wait for the omnibus releases. But I feel like even back in the day in the 2000s, whenever Gantz was releasing, Hiroya Oku was definitely pushing the boundaries of what manga could do, what manga could tell. And I feel like even now with the omnibus releases, they do just that, and that's pushing the boundaries. There's so many parts in this manga that I just ask myself, holy shit, how did he even get this into the manga? How am I even reading this? It is so needed for that seal around the manga. I mean, whenever you pick up an omnibus from Barnes & Noble, you're definitely just going to see a seal wrap, a plastic seal wrap around the Gantz volume. It's definitely needed. Series isn't for the faint of heart for sure.
While being quite an edgy series, Gantz does actually touch on some pretty important and deep topics, namely existentialism, nihilism, humility, humanity, and egotism. A good example of a character who touches on these themes during their story arc is Kei Kudono, the protagonist, who starts out as a massive scumbag who believes that everyone else is beneath him, and that everything in life is meaningless. Throughout the story, you see him grow, especially after the Buddhist temple mission. I won't go into detail why, considering it is a spoiler, but it changes the entire pace of the story from that point going forward, and things get deeper and deeper as the story goes on. The last arc is actually a perfect example of Kudono's character development. We see him grow into a better person as the story continues, and that last arc especially shows how much he's grown. There's a plot point that actually does touch on some subjects that I would have to warn about, such as child abuse. Like the entire plot point with Takashi being taken care of by Dazaimon Kaze, who, once he learns that Takashi was abused by his stepfather, immediately takes him in, and they both get pretty close, to the point where Dazaimon starts worrying about Takashi as the Osaka mission, for example.
I feel like with all the punches that Hiroya Oku pulls in Gantz, it pushes the boundaries so much in manga, and it just definitely shows what can and can't be done nowadays in manga. I definitely feel like Gantz got away with so much, and I love it, man. There's nothing better than a manga with great characters and a great, fast action-paced story. None other like Gantz, man.
Gantz's characters can be quite a mixed bag. On one hand, you got the characters who are awesome and always likable from the beginning, like Kato, for example, or Kaze. But then you got people like Kei Kudono, who at first is not a good person at all, and then when the series progresses, he actually starts to change in a better way. Then you got characters like Shion Izumi. He's very mysterious, but suspicious. As the series progresses, he begins to turn more and more violent, and it's revealed that he wants to get back into the Gantz room, so he fucking shoots up Shinjuku in the most violent chapter I've ever read in any manga. He's basically unlikable right away, and as the series progresses, you begin to hate him even more. Characters like Kato, on the other hand, have an entirely positive motive. He just really wants to help people and keep the world positive. On top of that, he just really wants to get back to his normal life, which is shown throughout the manga with some pretty depressing and clever panels, and he is easily one of the best characters in the entire manga, at least in my opinion.
I feel like when I talk about Gantz, I don't give Kato any credit. Kato is definitely one of the best characters in Gantz, without a doubt. I mean, his character development is there from the very start. He's a great lovable older brother, man. He's such a sweetheart. I remember Actalis telling me whenever I was in my first read through of Gantz, yeah, man, Kato is just one of the most likable characters, and he just is a badass. I love seeing him thrive, and especially in the Osaka arc. It's not really his arc or anything like that, but he definitely has his moments to shine. I love Kato, man. Definitely one of the best characters. But this guy, Kaz, this guy is mega Chad, dude. Oh my god. Muscle Man Rider, Kaz, I love this character. He is probably, honestly, probably the most underrated character because, you know, his character development really isn't that much. I mean, most of Kaz's character development comes with the character Takashi, like my boy Emerald was talking about earlier. The little boy, him and the little boy grow a tight friendship together. I would say a little bit more than a friendship, actually. I would love to show you some panels of Kaz, but I can't. Because all of the panels of this dude that don't involve Takashi are just downright straight metal, man. They are so sick, and I would love for you guys just to experience them for yourselves. Kaz is one of the best characters in Gantz. I mean, I know I say that a lot, but he is. There are so many different characters in Gantz. I mean, they're in a room with dead people that constantly gets recycled, full of dead people that fight for the ball. So there is going to be a lot of recycled characters, but at the end of the day, you have your set cast. And God, at the end of the day, like I said, you do not know who's going to live and who's going to die. Gantz is one of the most enthralling, one of the most adrenaline-pumping series I've ever read, for sure.
Gantz has a lot of adaptations. There's 2 anime series, a 3D movie, and 3 live-action adaptations, as well as a PS2 video game developed by fucking Konami. The reason I bring up the adaptations is to show how important Gantz really was and how big it got. The live-action adaptations have fucking Tomoro Wataguchi from the fucking Tetsuo movies, which is pretty insane. Gantzo is a pretty good adaptation and probably the best 3D I've ever seen in any anime. And as for the 2 anime series, they're fine, I guess. Pretty good way to get into the series, but it's missing a lot of content.
So with me and Emerald going on and on and on and on about the characters, the themes, the stuff that the manga presents to you as the reader, should you read Gantz? Fuck yes, you should. Gantz is such a balls to the wall, let's go manga, man. It is so much fun. Yeah, it might not take the thinking requirement of a Villain Saga or a Berserk or anything like that, but damn right does it deliver a good time. Does it deliver a good experience through and through? Absolutely.
I think people should read Gantz if they are completely fine with violent content such as sexual abuse, child abuse, mass shootings, and overall gore, but it is a series that people should go into knowing that it is pretty messed up at times. The themes and the storyline as a whole are what keep you interested, and in my opinion, the plot is easily one of the most gripping stories I've ever read in quite some time. So with that being said, I do personally recommend people to read Gantz. Maybe give the anime a watch if you're not sure you will like it or not, or maybe even Gantzo as well, or shit, maybe even the live actions.
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Emerald, for joining me on this video, dude. You absolutely killed it. His YouTube is going to be down in the comment section, guys. Please, everyone, go down and give him a subscription. Please. He makes great content. And what did you think, guys? Let me know down in the comment section if me and my boy Emerald convinced you just even a little bit to check out maybe the first volume or maybe the first chapter of Gantz. If you have read Gantz, let us know down in the comment section what you love about it, why it is important to you. Well, that's been us, guys. That has been why Gantz has been important to us. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Xbox Gut. Later, guys.